Commentary standby. Are we recording? Somnath, we are recording?
Yeah, we're recording.
Okay. Ready for take 4. Super. Cue commentary.
Welcome once again to action coming through from day 3 of the 8th Asian Airgun Championships 2015 from the Dr. Karni Singh shooting range in New Delhi. It's the final of the 10-meter air pistol junior event for men, and this is for shooters
Start list, please.
in the age category of 18 to 21. More precisely, looking at these young budding shooters coming through the ranks now. Look at the 5 who've made the final. That's the field for you. Hemendra Kushwa of India, Mohammad Ahmed of Bangladesh, Achal Pratap Grewal of India. You've got Takahashi of Japan and Sumedh Kumar, another Indian in the fray. Now remember, in qualifying, Sumedh Kumar had shot a 576, the highest score amongst all 5 shooters in qualifying. So he's the shooter really to look out for. And he's done exceedingly well.
Take BRC2.
That's Grewal in your picture frames. He shot a 565 in shooting. The Japanese shooter,
Who's the other one
Takahashi, shot a 549 with this lad from Japan.
Okay,
This, of course, is Sumedh.
No.
Sumedh Kumar went on to shoot a 576, the highest amongst all 5 shooters. This is the shooter from Bangladesh, Mohammad Ahmed. He shot a 552. So you look at the scores in qualifying and you'd find that the Indian shooters were among the top 3, with Sumedh shooting a 576. You had Kushwa shooting a 566 and Achal Pratap Grewal shooting a 565. That's the man in your picture frame.
5
Grewal.
minutes preparation and sighting time.
Ready,
Start.
BRC1, racks on BRC1.
Just 5
Very
shooters making the cut to the
Very
final, which
BRC3.
means that in this 20-shot final, you'll have the eliminations starting
Camera 2.
from
Take
after
camera
shot number 14. Otherwise, remember, you've got series that are shot, the first 2 series of 3 shots each coming through in 150 seconds, and then single shots taken within a time span of 50 seconds each. And eliminations start
rules and
after the
regulations.
8th shot.
Ready
But
for?
remember here, since there are only 5 shooters who've made the final,
Ready?
you will have the elimination of shooters starting from after the 14th shot is taken.
Put it. This is what it is.
And a quick confirmation as far as the official distances. It's the 10-meter air pistol event, remember. 4.5 mm pistol with a maximum weight of 1.5 kg. The ammunition being used are 4.5 mm pellets that are being shot. And as I was
give me
talking
the
about it a
pellets,
little
please.
while ago, 2 series of 3 shots starting proceedings and up to 14 single shots. Time per shot, the first stage is 150 seconds per stage, and then it's 50 seconds for each single shot.
Out.
The shooters need to get those shots in within
There are the
50
pellets.
seconds each. Those are the 4.5 mm pellets being used in this 10-meter air pistol event.
Ready,
The
BRC1.
finals of the 10-meter air
Heavily
pistol
marked
junior
gun
men
there
event consist
in
of
the
2
hands
series
of
3
Hemendra
shots.
Kushwa. Just tells
Each
you he's
fired in a time
been on the
of
circuit for a while.
150 seconds per series. This is followed
Confirmation
by
of the lineup
14 single shots, each fired on command
in the
a time
commentary
of
box.
50
I'm Raman
seconds.
Banot,
What?
and joining me in the hot seat
Of the lowest
is Digvijay Singh Deo.
ranking
Digvijay,
finalists begin
pleasure to
after
have you here.
8 shots.
Yes, Raman, we've been together
So
for a
after
while,
the
but first time doing
single
commentary
shots,
together.
Yes, in a good 10
and
years.
continue after every 2 single shots.
Very promising
Until the
lineup here because Indian
silver
shooting
medal and the
has
gold
always done
medal
well at the senior
are
level,
decided.
but for the first time we're having the juniors
There is a
really
tie for
come to the
lowest
fore,
ranking
and
finalist to be
all that seems to have changed is the introduction of a new coach, and the man is Jaspal Rana, legend of Indian shooting. Ever since he's taken over as the junior team coach, the scores which have been shot, in fact, Sumedh shooting a 575 in qualification, 576 in qualification, that's what the seniors are shooting.
Camera 2.
Well, I think it's tremendous stuff from these young lads, and it'll only get better with someone like Jaspal Rana at the helm of affairs, trying to guide these young shooters. Who can forget his exploits back in, what, 1998 it was?
Yes, Jaspal Rana, 1994 junior world champion in standard pistol, and he was the first world champion ever from India. And since then, the only other world champion has been in 2006 in air rifle, Navnath Fatrade. So just 2 world champions in the junior category for India. And clearly, Jaspal passing on that wealth of experience to these young kids.
Absolutely. He did exceedingly well in the 1998 Asians. Again, he's been a fixture at the Commonwealth Games as well. So that was the golden year for him. If you look back, I think that period from 94 to 98 was when we saw some of the best shooting from Jaspal.
And when you look at Indian shooting, what it is today is because of the exploits of people like Jaspal and then later Anjali Bhagwat. And I must tell you an interesting anecdote. In 2006 at the Asian Games, no one gave him a hell of a chance. The man goes out there, wins 3 gold medals for India, was in the running to be athlete of the Asian Games, and in fact even had a world record.
Absolutely. Another one you do remember was during the Commonwealth Games, and you remember Samresh Jung shooting down those 4-5 gold medals. I think he was Mr. Goldfinger, wasn't he?
Yes, I still call him Goldfinger, and we have a good laugh over it. But 6 gold medals at the Melbourne Commonwealth Games, and the joke was, and I was there in Melbourne covering those games, and the joke was whenever Samresh Jung entered the range, we're going to win a gold medal.
Well, Gagan Naran came pretty close, didn't he? Just last year it was when he won 4 gold medals. Oh, and it was Delhi, in fact, in this very shooting range back in 2010 in the Commonwealth Games, when he won 4 gold medals.
Yes, he won 4 gold medals. Also, in Melbourne, he won the men's air rifle gold in the individual event, the team with Abhinav Bindra. And he won the men's 3-position gold, again in partnership with Abhinav Bindra, and also won the individual. Same thing happened at the Commonwealth Games in Delhi. He was going for 6. But in prone, he missed out because on that day, the Australian was just shooting in a different league altogether. Warren Potent.
Also, don't forget the bad back and the stiff neck that he was suffering from was Gagan. So still made it through.
Still, and in fact, that neck injury really came flared up again after the Olympic Games, and that's the reason he's slowly making his way back into air rifle. And even though he reached the final here at the Asian Airgun, he came 4th. For him, this is one more step towards getting towards full fitness. It's okay in 3P and prone when you have to basically lie down, but when you're shooting air rifle where you need your neck muscles to be really strong, he's slowly feeling his way back.
Okay. All introduction on.
Time for a quick introduction of the 5 finalists.
Ready to? PA system audio, please.
New Delhi, India, for the 8th Asian Airgun Championship 2015. For the 10 meters air pistol junior event, on the firing point A, a 19 years old with his best scores 573 and experiencing his first international finals representing India, we welcome Hemendra Kushwaha.
Out. Out. Ready to?
In fact, I was just speaking to Jaspal Rana, the Indian coach, and he was telling me that Kushwaha just made the Indian camp just a couple of months back. So this is his first international competition and reaching the final.
Super.
564. A 20 years old representing Bangladesh.
Audio.
We welcome Ahmad Mohammad.
Out.
A young Bangladeshi shooter who's just 20
On
years
the
old.
firing point C with the best score,
Take 2.
575, winning a gold medal in 25th meeting of Shooting Hopes in pistol event and securing a 5th place in ISSF Junior Cup in Germany. A 20 years old representing India, we welcome Achal Pratap Singh Grewal.
Ready 3. Take 3. Ready 2. Take 2.
Placed 5th in the
Fire.
An 18 years old with the best score,
this young man. But now,
574.
the Japanese shooter in the fray, the
A junior
19-year-old.
cup participant in Germany, has also participated in World Championship held in Spain. Representing Japan, on
out.
firing point D,
Ready, 3.
we welcome Takashi Shumpai.
And Japan has a history in air rifle, in air pistol, and also the free pistol with Tomoyuki
Winning
Matsuura. Being a
silver
world
medal
number 1,
in
has won
50
plenty of
meters
World Cups
free
as well.
pistol in Junior Cup held in Germany, a silver medal in the competition held at Zek in year 2015, has also participated in the 51st World Championship held at Spain with the best personal score 576. A 19 years old representing India.
20 years
On firing
ago,
point E,
out.
we welcome Sumedh Kumar.
Okay.
This young lad's clearly head and shoulders ahead of the rest of the field.
The jury member
Yes,
in
he's
charge
from
of this
Maharashtra,
finals
and
is
Jaspal
Mr.
Rana really
Soni
tells me that one has to
from
watch out for him
Myanmar.
because his scores are pretty high.
22.
And at the Junior
chief
World Cup
referee
in
officer for
in
this
Seoul,
finals,
he in fact won a silver
Mr.
medal in
Syed
50-meter
Wajid Ali
pistol, which is the
from
one with
India.
Jitu Rai also won a medal at the World Championships. That's a much more difficult
witness the 10
event because
meters
there it's 50
junior
meters, the elements are there, a
finals.
wind can actually help your
Ready,
shot
BRC 1.
go from 8 to 10 or from 10 to 8 vice
Take
versa
your
depending
position.
on the direction of the wind.
Right then, down to serious business of the finals now. The first
BRC
series of
two.
3 shots
Take BRC 2.
to get underway in just a while.
Ready,
All the
BRC
finals
3.
will shoot now 2 series of 3
BRC
shots,
3.
each fired in a
BRC
time
4.
of 150
Take
seconds
BRC
per
4.
series.
Give me the Bangladeshi, please.
This is
We'll show
followed
him
by
also.
14 single
Ready,
shots,
BRC 1.
each fired on command in a time
Take
of
BRC 1.
50 seconds.
I like the spirit of the
Eliminations of the
shooters from
lowest
Bangladesh.
ranking
In fact,
finalists
there was a
will
dinner a
be
couple of
each
nights
shot.
before, and I was talking to
So
Abdullah
on
Baki,
the
who in
first
fact got a
two
silver
shots.
medal at the Commonwealth Games, came second behind Abhinav Bindra. And even though it's a very young team, you, in a sense, when you look back at how India progressed, this is a team which is starting to get together. They're starting to believe that they can make a difference. They want to come and train in India as well because they know that right across the border you have many Indian shooters who have done well and the facilities here are top class. So they're actually looking at opportunities
Ready,
for
camera
coming
two.
and training with the best so that
Take
their
camera
scores
two.
can rise up as well. Similarly, it happened in India, Raman, in 1999 after Jaspal Rana, when Laszlo Suchak came in. The entire scene of
three.
shooting changed. And
Take
it's
three.
just 1 or 2 medals which give you that boost as not just to an athlete but to the rest around him. We saw that happening when Colonel Rathore won
Ready,
the
cam
silver
two.
medal at the Athens Olympics as
Take
well.
camera 2.
Absolutely. Now the first series, shots to get underway. 150 seconds to get 3 shots off. .4 from the Japanese. Kumar also shooting a 10.4. Ahmed getting a 9.9.
8.7.
Grewal's not the best, got the best of starts, an 8.7 for him.
10.7.
But Kushwa, who shot last in that with that first shot, has got a 10.7. So
Where
that's
is
a
he?
good start for
Ready?
Hemendra Kushwa.
BRC 1. Take BRC
First
1.
ever
put it.
international final, so let's say beginner's luck for him.
Or he's just holding his nerve beautifully.
But what happens in competition like this is the first shot is generally to set the pace, to ensure that you're sighting the target well, and then the consistency. Those shooters who are consistent then move forward. We saw yesterday in the women's air rifle how the Singapore shooter Jasmine Sir, in fact, started steadily, and then when she hit her stride, nobody could catch up with her.
Now 10.4 from Kumar. It's
Ready,
better.
BRC 2. Take BRC 2.
Second shot that he's got.
Yeah, fire.
8.6 from Ahmed. So he's really got the best starts. But talk about this young lad, Grewal's got 10.4.
Yes, he must be kicking himself because you don't associate a score of 8.7, especially in a final of an air pistol event. But clearly he's got his bearings right. He's got the pistol aligned exactly according to the sights, and a 10.4. This will be crucial, the third shot.
Uh-huh.
He's taking his time. As is Ahmed.
10.7.
10.7 for Kushwa in the meantime. So consistent shooting from the Indian.
Yes, and even as we wait for Grewal to get his third shot off, Kushwa in his first competition is actually leading this after the first series of 3 shots.
Gets a
10.
10 does Grewal. Took his time. Knew how crucial that shot was. A 9.9 for
9.9.
Ahmed. Takahashi.
Let him fire.
It's not a good sign when you're racing against the clock. Just 3 seconds left. He has to get it off.
Oh, he does. And he gets an 8.9. The pressure was mounting on
Ready,
him.
3.
And if you see the good shooters, Raman, we had Karimi shooting in air rifle, and he was shooting off very early and getting 10.5, 10.6. It's very crucial to get that shot off early because then you're racing against the clock. It's at the back of your mind that the clock is counting down. Do I get off a perfect shot or not? And we saw it with Takahashi. 8.9 is something which he will be very disappointed with.
Till down, yeah.
But a good
Face is
start for the
covered,
3
na?
Indians. And that's the way
So
they
what,
qualified
yaar?
as well, pretty much.
Smooth
Except that it was
concept
Sumedh
line,
who shot the best. Sumedh Kumar is currently in second. Grewal's third. Hemendra Kushwa leading the
Loose
pack.
the bottom super. Ready, BRC1. BRC1.
And Sumedh has been steady. He hasn't been flamboyant yet, but 10.5 to finish off that last series shows he's hitting his stride. But this is a leader
Loose.
in his first competition, Kushwa.
Ready, camera. BRC2. Take BRC2.
That first shot pretty much set the pace for him.
Perhaps it settled the nerves as well.
10.7.
Kumar gets the first
Come
shot
on.
off quickly, 10.7 for him. And what does Kushwa do? Oh,
Yes, that one shot will see the lead change because the 9.1
Which
means
is
that
Sumit Kumar.
Kumar has extended
Yes,
that lead to now
BRC4 is it?
1.6
Okay.
points. Just one shot changing the entire order.
Takahashi got a 8.4, 8.8 for Ahmed. Grewal's taking his time.
Takahashi this time's shooting early, but clearly there's something wrong. He's not being able to sight the target very well.
Oh, Grewal is not.
The first shot that Grewal got
Ready,
off is a
BRC4.
9.1.
Okay, put this guy. Yeah.
Sumedh Kumar, a 10.7 in that very first shot. He's third at the moment, but it's all very, very close.
It is, and even
Okay,
Sumedh has
loose.
had a bad shot. So
Ready,
clearly,
three.
all the shooters at the
three.
moment are having one bad shot. Perhaps they're young, they learn, they're pretty nervous at the moment. But at this high level of competition, when you know that this is calculated to the decimal point, you need to be consistent. Any shot of 10.1, 10.2 above is good.
A 9.6 there for Ahmed. Grewal shoots a
9.8.
9.8. 10.5 for Kumar. That's
Ready,
very
BRC4.
solid indeed, the third shot.
And he's bounced back after that low 9 which he shot, and
Okay.
he will be really cross with himself. Unfortunately, you can't be cross when you're at the range, because even one bad thought and you know your
Okay,
your,
ready,
ta- your target
BRC4?
could be
Take
you could go
BRC4
from a
put.
10 to a 8.
Yeah.
Absolutely,
Put
but
the
that
side score,
shot of
please.
10.5 is ensured that he's got the lead as Sumedh Kumar.
Pan left, the side score will count.
Just that 9.2, the lone bad shot in that series of 3.
But he was lucky that when he shot that 9.2, everyone else in this competition also got 9, so it didn't hurt him much. But now that he's got the lead, you would
Okay.
expect
Lose the
the
bottom super.
the most consistent
Lose
shooter
the
in
bottom
qualifying to
super.
actually now just blaze a path of glory
Okay.
now.
The worry was Grewal shooting a
Yeah.
7.9, and that's
Okay.
what's seen him slip down to 4th
Okay.
from 3rd. And Ahmed from Bangladesh
BRC4,
is
take
the man
BRC4,
who's
give me the
moved in.
Bangladesh, please,
Yes, and this
BRC1.
is something which the Indian coaches will be looking and
Oh,
watching, and
yeah,
right
come
behind
on.
them,
Why are you
Jaspal
doing
Rana
it?
is sitting and watching this competition. You do not expect shooters
Don't be in a hurry.
who've been shooting consistently
the
this year.
same
There were two
camera, na?
tournaments this year: the International Futures Cup in Plzeň in the Czech Republic, and then at the Junior World Cup in Seoul. And Grewal was a medalist there along with Sumedh Kumar. So clearly they need to focus
10.8,
much more.
Ahmed. We'll come back to
10.8 for
again.
Ahmed, the lad from Bangladesh. He's done exceedingly well now that he's among
Okay.
the top 3. 10.2 for
Ready,
Kumar.
BRC1. Take BRC1 put. 10.8 now.
This young lad is just, 20 years old from Bangladesh, in the second spot after that shot that he's taken in the
Give
third
me side
series.
score also.
And that's the best shot of this competition so far, Raman.
Lose the bottom super. Ready, BRC2. Take BRC2. This Grewal,
Kumar
right?
is in the lead, but talk about Grewal. He slipped down from 3rd to 4th. And it was that one bad shot of, 7.8 it was, and that's just
Lose the bottom super.
pegged him back.
Ready,
He's got a
BRC4.
9.4
Take
off now, that
BRC4.
single shot that he's
Put this
taken.
guy.
Next shot's going to be
The
crucial,
Mota.
because it'll allow Ahmed,
Yeah.
if he gets a bad shot in, does Grewal, it'll allow Ahmed to pull away. There's no such problems for Sumedh Kumar though.
Comfortably in the lead, a 2.4 point lead now, and that's pretty comfortable at this stage. But you were talking about Grewal as well. Too many errors at the beginning, and that leaves a
10.5 for
lot of
Kushwa.
catching up to do.
10.5 for Kushwa. And Kumar shoots a 9.8.
10.3.
And that is going to see that gap narrow down between Kushwa and Kumar. Grewal gets a 10.3 in the meantime. 10.2 for Takahashi.
Hey,
And a 9.2 for Ahmed. So wonder
Okay.
if
Ready,
we're going to see
BRC4?
Grewal bounce
Ready.
back into the top 3 thanks to
BRC1,
this
take BRC1.
particular shot being fired. Kushwa is in the second position at the moment, but he's narrowed the gap down between himself and
put the side
Sumedh
score
Kumar
also.
to 1.7.
Yes, at 9.8 actually hurting Kumar, but he had built up a pretty sizable lead, so
BRC1
it
has
shouldn't
to
hurt
give.
him much. But yes, at the moment, Achal Grewal
Okay, out.
and
Ready,
the
BRC1.
shooter from
Take
Bangladesh,
BRC1,
they're
put
really
Ahmed,
going to
please.
have a fight on their hands because the Japanese shooter has not been having a very good day at the moment.
As he's just 0.9 ahead is Mohammad Ahmed from Grewal. So this could be a crucial shot. Gets a 10.4, gets the shot off early. Just 15 seconds, in fact 20 seconds were gone on the clock, and he was the first off the blocks. 10 for Kushwa, 9.8 for Kumar.
Grewal, what does he do? 9.9.
Grewal gets a 9.9.
Okay. Ready, BRC1?
9.7 for Takahashi in that series.
Ahmed. Yeah.
It's pretty creditable from the Bangladesh shooter to actually be in third place at the moment, because one did not expect them, considering the fact that they don't have competition of this kind in the country. The fact is they're going around searching for competition, and the Indians are medalists at the world level, so he's holding his own. Pretty inconsistent, but he's getting off the good shots to balance the bad shots.
Headroom.
He just needs to hold his nerve now that he's going to get to the business end of
Okay,
this
ready,
final.
BRC1. Take BRC1. He's number 2, no?
Kushwa
Yeah, put it.
in second position at the moment in his very first international competition.
And it's nice to see that, Raman, because when I started covering shooting, when you had a shooter going into his first, second, third or fourth competition, there was always stage fright. But here you have the young man in his very first competition and actually shooting pretty consistently, and at the moment in second place.
He's got a 10.1, 9.9 for Kumar, who just seems to be losing focus. 8.8 for Takahashi, that's a shot he's going to regret.
We'll go to Takahashi now, okay?
10 for Grewal. Ahmed holding back on this shot. Gets a 9.
Okay, ready,
Yes, that
BRC3.
inconsistency we were
Take
talking
BRC3.
about, but
Put
also the
Takahashi.
Japanese Takahashi.
Yeah.
I'm rather
Put
disappointed
a side
because
score also.
he just got a couple of good 10s. All his other scores have been either 8 or 9, and at this level, that's not going to help.
It's an air-conditioned range, but you can see beads of sweat on his neck. That just clearly tells you the amount of pressure that these young shooters are feeling.
Lose the bottom super.
Getting
Ready,
hot
BRC1?
under the collar.
Yes, there is a gold medal at
Ready,
stake.
BRC2?
Everyone wants that one big medal, Raman. If we were in their place, we would have really been fighting it out as well, because there's no better feeling for an athlete to stand on a victory podium and see the national flag go up and the national anthem play.
Okay, loose.
And if you're in a
Ready,
different
BRC1?
country, well, our Indian athletes tell me
BRC1,
that
put
that's
Ahmed.
the best moment they've ever had.
And Mohammad Ahmed hold his nerve. In third position at the moment. It's Kushwa who's off the blocks first with a 10.6. 24 seconds left on the clock. Kumar gets an 8.5. Grewal shoots a 9.4. Ahmed still holding back.
That 8.5 Raman could actually cost him the lead, because Kushwa now has built up a lead of 2.1 only on this shot.
Absolutely.
Ahmed
Ahmed gets a
10.6.
10.6. 10 for Takahashi.
Yeah.
It's a good balancing shot
Ahmed,
from the
Ahmed.
Bangladesh shooter.
BRC1, Ahmed, please.
And take a look at what's happened. The lead has changed hands. It's Hemendra Kushwa who's moved into the lead now. Mohammad Ahmed is still third, but he's catching up. 106.5 for him. Still off the pace compared to the top two, but he's building a gap between himself and Grewal.
Yes, and once we come to the elimination, that's when this
Ready,
gap will
BRC1?
prove very decisive.
Okay,
But
out.
for our
Ready, BRC1?
for our Indian
Take
hope,
BRC1.
who led
Put the side score,
qualifying,
please,
he will be
also.
disappointed with that last shot.
Along with that.
Absolutely. Wasn't the best of shots for Sumedh Kumar. He slipped down to
Kushwa put
second.
it.
Kushwa, the man in your picture frames, is in the lead
Yeah.
now. Got a wonderful 10.6 in the previous shot that he took.
And he seems to be pretty unfazed with the fact that he's leading the competition. I've seen many Indian
10.6,
shooters.
Ahmed.
The Bangladeshi, even as I talk about Kushwa, who shoots a 10.5, the Bangladeshi shooter gets a 10.6, and Kumar once
will
again
go with
is
Kushwa.
slipping. He's shot on 9.7. So again, Kushwa extends his lead in this round by 0.8.
Takahashi, 0.
Absolutely. What's happened there? Has
Oh, it has
Takahashi missed the
gone.
target?
Yes.
Yes. Oh, the Japanese shooter, he did that
Ready,
in qualifying
BRC3
as well.
frame him?
He'd
Okay,
missed a
ready.
target in qualifying.
Okay, ready.
He's missed a target in the finals. How often do you see that?
Okay, we'll go with
It's
BRC
very,
one.
very
Take
rare,
the
especially
Pushpa leading
in
up. Put it.
air pistol. I've seen it happen in rapid fire pistol, especially in the 4-second series, Raman, where you shoot off five shots in 4 seconds,
Loose, ready,
and
BRC
3 or 4
three,
times
take
it's happened to
BRC
Indian
three.
shooters, but never in air pistol. This is about precision.
Yeah.
And this is
Yeah,
about
yeah,
pressure
please.
and how you handle it as well, Digvijay. And I think at the moment Takahashi seems to be struggling.
Put the side score also.
And it's an absolute no-brainer now that he will be the first shooter to be eliminated.
Will begin from 2 shots now onwards.
Out.
In 12 years of covering shooting, I have never seen a shooter miss a target in 10-meter air pistol. But I've seen it happen in the Olympics in three position, where Matthew Emmons, leading the Olympic Games, shot someone else's target on the last shot and came from first to eighth.
Looking for redemption. Takahashi
Okay, ready
from
cam
Japan.
two. Take cam 2. Ready 1. Take 1.
His coach would be disappointed. Ahmed shoots a 9.5. That's a rare error. 10.7 from Kumar. It's a good shot in the business end. 10.4 from Kushwa. 10.2 from Grewal.
Oh,
8.5 from Takahashi. Well, it's too little too late.
Ready?
It's playing on his
Ready,
nerves.
BRC
That
one,
one
take
shot
BRC
has
one,
cost
put
him
it.
everything. Imagine, Raman, he's come all the way down from his country. He's a young man. He wants to make a mark. There are some lovely shooters from Japan, including the legend Tomoyuki Matsuyama. But
Ahmed, is it?
what we have seen from him today,
BRC
there's
one, give me
probably the
Ahmed.
mental aspect to be worked on.
And that's what
Ready,
these young
BRC one.
shooters can
Take BRC 1, put it.
work
Put the side score
on and be
also.
groomed for in competitions like these.
Yeah, put the side score also.
Now, one more shot and the eliminations begin.
And at the moment, it's about 13 points between Takahashi and Achal Grewal. So even if
Takahashi
Takahashi
will be
gets
out,
off the
no?
perfect shot,
Yeah.
Grewal doesn't need to shoot to actually go through.
And
Loose.
Mohammad Ahmed, he's in
Ready,
third at the
BRC
moment.
three.
The shooter from
Take
Bangladesh.
BRC 3. Ready 1.
Takahashi. End of the road for him as far as these finals are concerned. This last shot.
Let's hope he goes out in a blaze of glory. He didn't like what he found, so he actually put his gun down. Perhaps refocus and then go back in.
Good shot there from Kumar. Ahmed got a
10.4.
10.7. 8.4 from
Ready,
Kushwa.
BRC one.
He's feeling the pressure.
And that will give Sumit Kumar the chance to bounce back.
Takahashi is out here. Oh, 10.6.
Takahashi shoots at 10.6. Yes, going out in a blaze of glory.
He'll feel nice about that last shot.
But
But clearly when he goes and sits with his coach, he knows that there's no way you can miss a target, especially in 10 meter. It's an enclosed environment. There's no external factor here.
You can look at the beads of sweat around his collar, around his neck, just to the back of his neck, on the forehead. Just tells you that shooting might not be as physically demanding as some of the other sports. But I tell you what, it can be really
Here
nerve-wracking.
the scores, please.
He knows what's gone wrong. He is very disappointed. And that's why when you look around, one of the most important people on the shooting range is the psychologist, because a lot of our shooters talk to the psychologist. I remember when Gagan Narang reached the final at
No,
the
it's
Olympic
okay.
Games in London.
Okay.
Before his
Straight
final,
in,
he
the
was talking to
one,
Dr.
straight
Vaibhav
up.
Agashi, who's currently with the Indian team at the
There's
moment.
enough space.
Even
Yeah.
yesterday,
Things
after
upside.
Ionica Paul, who was going for
Okay,
silver, she had two
loose.
bad shots,
Ready,
and then she
BRC.
went in and shot a 9 and a 9.6 and
BRC
slipped
four.
down to third. The moment she came off the range, she went up to Agashi and said, I need to talk to you about what went wrong.
Two more shots before we see the next elimination.
Yeah, put it.
At the moment, it seems that Grewal will be at the receiving end. 9.9 from Grewal, 9 from Ahmed,
All
8.1
lines.
from Kushwa, and a 9.7 from Kumar. Sumit Kumar just looking to
Ready,
consolidate his
BRC2.
lead thanks to that very ordinary shot from Kushwa.
Yes, very rare to see a final where everyone dipping below 10, but Kumar just about did enough. And with Kushwa slipping out, those nerves we were talking about weren't there earlier, but it's coming now. And now what we have seen is Sumit Kumar has pulled off at least a 2.1 lead, and that could prove very, very crucial.
And in that 2.1 lead, 1.6 points came through from the previous shot.
BRC 3.
Absolutely, and
BRC
now
three, put it.
the pressure is on Achal Grewal. He has
Put
a
it.
2.6 deficit to make up in this, and it looks difficult, and it will be a huge achievement from this young shooter from Bangladesh to come to this competition and beat the fancied Indians to a podium place.
He'll be feeling the pressure.
Wait, I'll clear it.
Still lots of time on the clock. Kushwa gets a 10.4, Kumar a 9.8, 10.3 for Grewal. Ahmed hasn't got the shot off yet. It's 23 seconds left on the clock and counting down.
And the more time it takes, the more the pressure on him.
The gun will feel heavier. Pistol will feel heavier in his hand. What does he get? He gets an 8.9. Oh, that 8.9 will still be enough to keep him in the medal hunt.
Just about, but that is nerves and pressure we were talking about in this competition. Obviously, Achal Grewal, unfortunate for him, he would have wanted to do well, but Mohammad Ahmed had built up a substantial lead in the middle period of this competition, and that will see him consolidate a medal position.
So that's the end of the road for Achal Pratap Grewal. Eliminated after shooting 154. So he's now gone after 16 shots. 4 shots left in this final. The next 2 will decide who stay in the hunt for the gold.
And at the moment, Sumed Kumar has pulled up his socks. There was a period in which he really slipped and Kushwa had taken advantage. But it's been topsy-turvy. Kushwa also dropped, and at that point, Sumed raised his game and shot some high scores.
Ahmed second position, no?
Sumit Kumar, of course, healthy lead for him at the moment.
Take BRC 3, put second position.
Lots of distance to catch up. Lots of difference to make up for Mohammad Ahmed. It's almost 5 points behind the leader.
10.1.
It's a 10.1. 10.1 for Kumar as well. Kushwa gets a 10, so consistent shooting by all three.
Yes, but even with that one shot, Sumed has once again extended his lead because he's just doing enough to stay in the lead. All he needs to do now, Raman, is ensure he just keeps shooting 10. No need to go for the 10.9 or the 10.8. Just consistently shoot 10s and expect the inexperience of Kushwa to cost him.
Bottom, ready BRC 3, put this guy, Ahmed.
Now, huge difference for Mohammad Ahmed to make up.
Loose.
Almost a 2 point,
Ready BRC 4.
but it's a 3.2 difference for him to make up
Put
now.
this guy.
Looks highly unlikely.
We saw that at the Asian Games when Jeetu Rai was shooting the 50-meter pistol final, and on the last shot he got an 8.6. The other shooter who ended up with the silver medal shot a 5.6, so that's nerves.
Interesting to see who gets this shot off first. Ahmed gets a 9.9. 9.8 for Kumar. Should be pressure on Kushwa, who's taking his time. 20 seconds left on the clock.
He needs 7. He gets 7, he's through to the final 2.
But I'm sure he's looking at much more than that to challenge for gold. He's probably looking at a 10.3 or a 10.4. 9 seconds left on the clock. Gets a 7.8.
Ready BRC 1.
That's what pressure can do.
BRC
And
1.
how does that affect his chances?
Yeah.
It's extended Kumar's lead for sure.
He stays in second.
Oh, Ahmed is
So
out.
he is going to still stay in the hunt for the gold medal. But
Loose.
it will be end of the road for Mohammad Ahmed of Bangladesh.
Ready BRC 3.
The young man knows he's made a big mistake because
Put it, please.
Kumar has the lead, but what a creditable performance from this young man from Bangladesh. His qualifying score 552. Sumed Kumar had 576. So in qualifying itself, he had a 24-point lead. He had 24 more 10s.
It was the 4th highest score for Mohammad Ahmed out of 5
ready,
shooters. So
Okay,
it
put
tells you the 3 Indians were ahead of him. And yet he's managed to pip Grewal and end up with a bronze medal. And now Hemendra Kushwa and Sumed Kumar
Okay.
still in the hunt.
Loose.
2 shots to
Ready,
decide
please.
the gold medal now.
Keep it simple, Sumed. Just need a 10.
8.7 from Kushwa. 9.8 from Kumar, and that's good enough. Even if it's not a 10, if your fellow shooter is going to do
BRC4.
this on the
Take
range,
BRC4,
you
put it.
pretty much are in the safe zone.
So Kushwa will be hoping that Sumed does a Takahashi now. The only way he can win the gold if Sumed Kumar fails to register a shot.
Loose. Ready BRC 1. BRC 1, put this.
It's 4.7 at the moment. That lead is too huge.
Still take nothing away from Hemendra Kushwa. In his first international competition, this young lad has done exceedingly well.
Loose.
And he started
Ready,
off well.
camera three.
Perhaps as he grows older,
Take
as he
camera three.
plays more competition, he'll know that it
Ready,
doesn't
camera
matter
two.
how well you start. You have to finish well as well.
Ready, camera 2. Take camera 2.
$10.2 for Kushwa, 9.4 for Kumar, and that is going to clinch it.
Okay.
Yes, he would have perhaps wanted to finish in a blaze of glory as well, but
Yeah, put it.
he's not had the best of competitions today, not been pushed all the way. But ultimately, he is a champion. He will go home with the gold medal.
Absolutely, Sumit Kumar clinches gold, and at the end of the day, it's going to be Hemendra Kushwa settling for silver. The young lad has done well in his first international competition.
Okay, good gold medal for this guy. Come 3, good. Man right.
Always nice to see a 1 and 2 in any sport for any country, and especially
Two, give me the silver
in
medal.
Delhi. A 1 and 2 for India will look nice. We would have wanted a 1, 2, 3, but
Yeah.
unfortunately the Bangladeshi
Ready, cam two.
shooter has actually
Cam
shot
two.
much better than Achal
Zoom
Pratap
into the
Grewal.
left
So
guy.
clearly 1,
Zoom
2
in.
and
Yeah,
3
you go there.
not
Put
happening
it.
for India, but a 1 and 2
Put it.
nevertheless.
Put it. Okay. Out.
And by a fair margin,
Ready, three,
if you look
take
at it,
three.
3.9,
Okay.
the difference between
Ready,
what
two, give
Kushwa
me the
shot
third
and
one.
Sumit Kumar got.
Third one, bronze
So a
medal.
handy
Ready,
showing by
two.
this young lad, the
Take
20-year-old.
two, put it.
From Bangladesh as well, you'll have to give credit to Mohammad Ahmed. Clinching bronze
Out.
in a
Ready,
field
three.
where in qualifying you
Take
felt the
three.
Indians were the much fancied shooters. I think he's held his nerve well.
He's done very well, and you can see he's asking
the
his
final
team
scores?
for the national
flag.
jacket.
Okay.
And
Final
clearly
scores?
shows because Abdullah
Okay, put
Baki
it.
was here. I was speaking to him, and all their hopes were on him for a medal. It didn't happen in the men's air rifle, but the young man has ensured that Bangladesh will be on that medal tally.
The final confirmation.
That's a quick confirmation of how the
245,
final
is it?
standings were in the
Okay,
10-meter air
245
pistol
medal
men's
ceremony.
event for juniors. Sumit Kumar from India clinching gold. Hemendra Kushwa making it a 1-2 with the silver, and Mohammad Ahmed of Bangladesh clinching the bronze.
Okay, thank you. Thanks, gentlemen. Loose. Yeah, there?